welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another edition of Pokemon Thursday, the day of the week we like to talk about why when I sweat it feels like it comes out of everywhere. Like I'll touch my calf and it's like, oh, that's moist. Who gets a sweaty calf? I'd be like, oh yeah, moist. Anyway, oh yeah, elbow. Who sweats from their elbow? I swear to God, I sweat from my elbow. Maybe it's because I'm fat as fuck. Oh, Saha, not really. Trick to you once again. We're here to talk about Pokemon, and more specifically, we're here to talk about another crossover. And we're not doing a comic book team, but because of Mariokart, at the time of recording, Mariokart World just coming out, but the time the video comes up, it's been out for a little while. I thought we would do a Mario Kart inspired video, and we'll do 5 Pokemon that I think would be great inside of Mario Kart. We've seen Mario Kart, you know, do plenty of crossovers. We have like Link in there, the Animal Crossings sort of characters and shit like that. So I think it'll be quite cool, you know, Nintendo Pokemon, Nintendo Mario to chuck 5 Pokemon in there. And I've gone more for aesthetic reasons, like who I can see sat there. Like I couldn't imagine like a Mamoswine sat in the car being like, but like I've gone for characters that I think would be quite funny and would look quite well, and maybe would come with their own unique weapons as well. You know, in the box you could pick up something for them and whatnot. So 5 Pokemon that I think would be cool inside of Mario Kart. But please let me know in the comments below who you would like to one day see, if they ever do it, a character from Pokemon inside of the Mario Kart world, or the Mario world in general, but more specifically Mario Kart world, because I think it would be quite fun, and if they do ever do it, it would be awesome. So I want to know who your 5 would be, and definitely critique my 5 in the comments below. But sit back, relax, and take a look at 5 Pokemon I think would be cool inside of Mario Kart. And first off, it is Electabuzz, and I think Electabuzz would be phenomenal inside of Mario Kart. I could see him being a Mario Kart anyway. I've never realised his shape of his head is quite like a Goomba. It's not a million miles off. But the idea of you're about to overtake, you know, Electabuzz, and you can see him there in his yellow and black stripes, and he's, you know, that weird cry that he's got, that thingy, and he's sat there giving you all sorts, and even his sprite, like where he stands, and he's sat there chucking you, and he's fucking, not swearing at you, but he's giving it, you could see him turning around, like, you know, if he leaves a banana behind and you hit it, I could see him turn around the car and doing some sort of weird pose and getting back in. I just think the animation and the look of Electabuzz would work really well. Plus, I could see him wandering around the Mushroom Kingdom itself anyway, just trolling along, doing its thing, like an electric Goomba. So yes, Electabuzz. As the dog joins us, don't you try and get anything. Number 4, we're going to go for Diggersby. Now, this one again, a lot of them, I'm sorry, are just aesthetically. I think Diggersby would look you would look horrible in Mario Kart. Would be quite fun because obviously you would use his ears to steer and turn. And you could see him holding his weapon, chucking a green shell, or if he's got a blue shell to chuck forward, or whatever it is he's doing, you could see it working quite well. And I could see a weapon where you could have like a box where you'd hit it and it'd be like Diggersby your arms, and I don't know, maybe it gives you the chance to hold a third item for a moment of time, or you can drive past a cart and you can grab their item or some shit. I could see like a fun little like thing, like it's in you're in second, and or if you're in first, or you're neck and neck and like, fuck, they got a red shell, if I overtake, they're gonna just red shell me and, you know, crack on. But if I've got a Diggersby weapon, you know, the thing is, I can drive past, grab their red shell, get past them and just use it from behind or whatever it may be, or just slow down a bit and then hit them. I think you could do something quite fun there. Plus, he looks silly and goofy and that kind of wacky, cartoon, over-the-top kind of character for the world of Mario Kart as well, in the Mushroom Kingdom. So yeah, number 4, Diggersby. And again, just for the weird insaneness and somebody that I could see wandering around the Mushroom Kingdom and the world of Mario, it's Ludicolo. And just think of how nuts he would be. The guys, remember him in Detective Pikachu, for fuck's sake, like, Ludicolo, just being an absolute weird little bastard. So just seeing him driving, and again, his little sprite doing this, you could see him just going along and just squirting out water. Again, he gets a little box where, I don't know, he chucks out loads of water and makes it extra slippery for, you know, people behind him or some shit like that. There'll be something you could implement. But just seeing him going nuts and going sick and just, again, splashing watery and stuff like that, or overtaking him, seeing his face, being like, I probably wouldn't have a fucking clue because he's mental. But looking at you, or if you got overtook by him and he's like, he wins and he doesn't even fucking know because he's such an absolute moorish. Ludicolo, he won the trophy. Fucking Ludicolo. Or his animation when he gets hit, because he's already a bit. So if he gets hit with a red shell, he's just like, not a change in the world, isn't it? Like kick off or cry or whatever. So yeah, because he's silly, goofy, over the top, I think it'll be fun overtaking a Ludicolo. Number two, now kind of for the reasons opposite to Ludicolo, it's Primeape. I think because of how angry and nuts he would be. What kind of weapon could he get from a box? Some sort of maybe he gets a box of his own where he gets a weight, because obviously he's fighting type and all that kind of shit, and like he can chuck it to the car in front of him or behind him, and it like weighs you down and slows you right down, something like that, you know, just something that's like, oh, and then comes back off. But again, I could see him doing all kinds of shit. I could see some weird way where he's all angry and doing his Primeape shit, and he's steering with one of his feet, and he's just like kicking off ready to hit or some shit. I think it would look phenomenal. Again, hitting him with a red shell, the menace and evil look you would get as you hit him, then overtaken, he's looking at it like that with his little fucking absolute raging, and then if you look back and you turn your camera and see behind you, he's just coming up behind you like that. I think it would be all kinds of scary and intimidating, and what the fuck, like, oh my god, there's a fucking Primeape right behind us and ready to turn at the next corner. I think it would look so fun to see that. And last but certainly not least, I'm sorry, it's a bit of a boring answer, a bit of a generic answer, but of course it's Pikachu. Being the face of the Pokemon, you could easily see one day Nintendo being like, let's chuck a Pikachu in there, and a Pikachu can go around driving and stuff like that. But a cool, interesting weapon is, I know it would be kind of similar to maybe the Boomerang or, what is it? Is it the feather that does the twisty thing? You could have maybe like a Pikachu tail that swings round you or goes back and forward or something. Or you could just have like a normal electric zaps. Like it has a certain radius, and it'll, every time you use it, like maybe you get like 4 or 5 uses. Every time you press it, like it just shocks in all directions and shit like that. Or maybe it's like a kind of boost of itself. You know, get ready to do like a quick attack or an agility or some shit. Maybe you get a Pikachu boost kind of thing. But yeah, one day, I truly believe this will happen one day, I think. Well, no, I'd put money on it that it happens one day, whether it be the next version of Mario Kart or Mario Kart World, you know, the next 5 to 10 years. But seeing a Pikachu in a little cart overtaking you, doing its thing, giving it a Pika, I can 110% see it. Especially now with them adding characters in Mario Kart World that just not traditionally kart drivers and stuff, like a tune and all that kind of shit. I could definitely see it happening one day. But it would be quite cool as well anyway, just to see a Pikachu on the cover art somewhere, just in holding the shell, just being like really intertwining these two already connected pillars of the Nintendo empire and shit like that. So yeah, number one, Pikachu. There we have it, visuals. 5 Pokemon that I think would be cool to see in, well, technically it's 4 that I think would be cool, and one sort of generic answer of like, yeah, one day I could see Pikachu being chucked into a Mario Kart, because obviously we know the Smash Bros stuff and all that kind of shit. I can see Pikachu being added to Mario Kart one day. I don't know why they haven't already done that yet, at least with like I said, with a Pikachu, with the main one. Maybe well, it wouldn't be a licensing issue, would it? Because they can, I don't know. Maybe they don't want to intertwine them too much, or maybe, I know it's silly because it's animals driving carts, but again, we have that now anyway. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. But yes, anyway, the 5 Pokemon I think would look really cool and be pretty cool. Maybe you guys can do a better job that I did on the weapons. I like the Ludicolo one, like just trying to make it water and slip up for you somewhere. Or maybe you can use his grass type element. The Pikachu one I think works really well. The idea of Primeape chucking weights, you know, if a weight hits you, it weighs you down or something, that's quite fun. Who else do we have? Diggersby, just, I like the idea of stealing. I know Boo kind of does that, but you don't get given the weapon, it just takes him away and stuff. But the idea you can literally snatch swing away. If somebody's like, I've got a bullet bill, like if you're in 6th or you're in 7th there and if they got a bullet bill and you're like, okay, yonkin, and you've now got it, I think that's quite dope. You'd have to be quick at reacting though, wouldn't you? Maybe it can stretch, or maybe it automatically grabs the nearest weapon near you or some shit. Or if you go past a box, you can grab it. I think there's a lot of answers you could chuck in there. But more importantly, visuals. Just a nice, silly little Pokemon Thursday. Please let me know your Pokemon thoughts and stuff in the comments below. It'll be quite funny if somebody says like a Kyogre or a Groudon. That would just look mental. But something I definitely would like to see. But anyway, visuals, another edition of Pokémon Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are literally the fucking best. But remember to always keep being you and keep on keeping on.